So today we're talking about creating an experience, a client experience, the positive client experience, obviously, through technology. And to start with, let's take a look at some companies, or industries, I should say, that have done this successfully, and then we'll take it back and relate it to how we can do this for 1040s. So there are lots of businesses that we like to use, and we might love the business, but not like certain interactions we have with that business. For example, there might be some type of hotel that you like the beds, you like the service, you like their locations, etc. But when you used to have to call into a phone line for reservations and you'd be put on hold, it might be hard to understand the person, etc. That process of calling in for reservations, wasn't an interaction that left the customer with a good experience. But they did it because they liked the rest of the business. Putting in the ability to make reservations automatically without having to go through that on the mobile phone really transformed that aspect of the client experience that wasn't positive and made it a positive one. Another example would be restaurants. You like the restaurant because they're good at the core of what they do, which is, make food, good service, and but calling in for a reservation, you might get an answering machine a lot. You might, when they answer, they put you on hold. When they answer, it's loud and you can't hear them. That type of thing. And now you can go online and you can see pictures of the food and check out the menu and make a reservation and change the reservation and cancel the reservation, all from your phone. So, you liked the core of what they did. They had good food and the good service, but you didn't like the interaction that was involved in making the, reservation. They fixed that part of the client experience through technology. And perhaps what I think is, the best example in terms of as it relates to CPA firms is mobile banking. Because with mobile banking, you had deposit slips that would need to be manually filled out, and people would mail in those deposit slips with their check to banks or bring them into the branch. And there was a lot of processing costs of the bank. They have someone that would key those in, and then they'd put those papers on stacks and scan them all in and store the paper for a certain amount of time and then destroy the paper. And, it was a laborious process for, all the parties involved. And the banks provided this technology for mobile deposits and other mobile banking, right? Checking balances and transferring money and things like that. And so it really took, no one liked going in for their lunchtime to a bank and waiting in a line that looked like an S in order to go and make a deposit or something like that, right? But people did it because it was one of the necessary things involved in dealing with banks. But banks have now eliminated those types of headaches, and they didn't do it by requiring people to use their app. You can still mail in deposits, you can still go into the branch, but they made it so convenient that people no longer wanted to do it that way. And that has created huge benefits for all parties involved. It's what I call a win-win in terms of, like in this example, the banks reduced their processing costs by an order of magnitude. And bank customers had a way to do their banking in a much more convenient way.